Hello, Eurovision fans. My name is Kristen. I'm your Eurovision auntie, and welcome to my channel and my very first video. As this is my first video, I'd like to give you a little bit of a backstory on my experience with Eurovision. I think it was in early 2022, we decided, hey, let's watch the movie. And guys, the movie's actually pretty good too. I'm not a huge fan of modern Will Ferrell comedies. It's sometimes really forced. But this one we actually really enjoyed, and so we decided, let's check out last year's. And thankfully, it was 2021, which was a really, really good year. And we were like, okay, you know what? Let's actually watch the show this year. I'm a little bit of a completionist because in June of this year, I got the COVID, and I decided, okay, well, what am I going to binge this time? I have a habit of binging things when I'm really sick, and it was either going to be every single Eurovision plus semifinals or every single MTV Video Music Awards. And even though there's like double the amount of Eurovision, at least, it still seemed like less of a brain rot. But I'm going to have to check in with Hugo Henderson and see what he thinks about that because it's yet to be determined. We'll have to do some tests. And I'm on my second run through now. And this time I'm taking notes. After a minimal amount of clicking, I found out that the Barbara Dex Award is an award for the worst costume in Eurovision for the year. The award was started in 1997 by the Dutch website House of Eurovision. In 2017, it was taken over by the Belgian website songfestival.be. And I thought, okay, well, I've got to check all of these out and see if I agree with them because I'm kind of a fashion girly. Like, I'm not qualified in any way. I'm not saying I'm good. I'm just interested in this stuff. So I looked at all of the winners, all of the runners-up that I could find, and I became a little obsessed with this award. So I kind of wanted to share that with all of you. Let Auntie share her hyperfixation with you. And let me tell you, some years I agreed and some years I definitely did not agree. Some years I was kind of confused. So let's do a little deep dive on the award, the origins, the namesake, and the legacy that it has left behind. The Barbara Dex Award was named after the Belgian entry to Eurovision in 1993, Barbara Dex. She wore this beige, iridescent, shapeless dress with long, pointy collar, bright yellow booty heels, and short, flipped-out hair. I mean, clearly it's not good, but really, is it the worst in the history of the contest? When there's Malta 1972, Netherlands 1975, Luxembourg 1980? How about UK 1984, anybody? Like, it really outdid everyone else for the award. Even the year that Barbara Dex participated, Sweden gave us this. I was only 6 in 1993, and I didn't really have a good grasp on fashion at that point, or anything at all, really. So I went to Old Person TikTok, aka Facebook, and, most of my friends on there are older than me, and I asked them, I showed them the picture. If you saw this back in 1993 on a 21-year-old woman, what would you have thought? And it was unanimous. They hated it. It was bad. Everyone thought that it was ugly. However, there were ways that you could save it. Make the fabric black instead of beige. Get rid of the collar, add black combat boots instead of those yellow heels. It really wouldn't have fit the vibe of the show or the song, but the outfit itself would have been saved. Now, the worst part, Barbara made that dress herself. She just came in last in Eurovision, and it might have been related to the costume as well, I don't know. And then just have people dogpile on her for a dress that she made and then have an award be named after her for it. That had to be rough. And I'm really glad that social media didn't exist back then because I think it would have been even worse. But in her defense, in 2006, Barbara did an interview with ESC Today and pretty much said that there was nothing wrong with the award. She didn't find it insulting. She said, it kind of hurt at first, but she kind of grew to appreciate that people were remembering her and listening to her and enjoying her music because they knew her name because of this award. She ended up getting something good out of this, and that's nice. All right, so let's talk about some notable winners. In 2003, the group Tattoo competed for Russia, and it was interesting. They were not easy to work with, to say the least. They showed up to the grand final in jeans. One of them had them cuffed up, and white t-shirts with the black #1 printed on them. Do you know what the #1 means? Because I don't. I couldn't find anything on that. So if you know why they were wearing t-shirts with the #1 on it, please let me know in the comments, because I'm stumped. It just seemed like everything about their performance was a last-minute decision, and it did not look or sound good. Now, in 2007, we get Ukrainian drag queen Verka Serduchka. I might have said that correctly. I don't know. But she came out in this USO-inspired silver military sparkly jacket uniform type thing. Big glasses and a silver sparkly star on top of her head. And it was just like a big gay USO show. And I, for one, loved it. That performance is kind of the quintessential Eurovision song, show, all of that. The whole combo is just, that is Eurovision to me. Some of you might remember Jedward, the pair of twins from Ireland. They didn't win, but both of the years that they participated, they got second place in the Barbara Dex Awards. The first year, for their song Lipstick, they came out and it seemed like their costumes kind of matched the song a little bit. Bright red jackets with these really tall, studded Legion of Doom-esque shoulder pads, and their signature electric shock straight up in the air hairdo. The next year they were in, I don't really know, these silver space suits, and their hair, I guess, deflated from the year before. The prime example, though, North Macedonia 2018, when the lead singer of IQ wore this, and then this. I'm just going to let you simmer on this and really, really take it in. Yeah, someone did this. Someone made this decision. Why? Why? Who hated this woman? Why? I don't know. Maybe she lost a bet or something. I mean, at least the armpits were well ventilated and, ugh. Okay, new day, new look. I decided to do a bit of a Barbara-inspired hairdo. Now, she didn't have the tails, but I do think that she could have pulled them off. In 2022, it was decided that the negative connotations of the Barbara Dex Award needed to be addressed. And so they decided to create a new award with a new positive focus and a new name, the Eurovision Award. Y-O-U-R apostrophe. Why can I not spell right now? Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. There we go. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, a Vision Award. I might be illiterate. The Eurovision Award was created to celebrate the bold, the unique, the interesting, all of the good stuff that we are presented every year. The inaugural winner, Sheldon Riley from Australia, wore this amazing ensemble. It was just pure art, and the likes of which have not been matched except by anyone other than like Bambi Thug from this year, I think. I'm really running out of adjectives, but these looks are truly magnificent. And I'm just really glad that we have an award that we can vote for, that we can appreciate these things. We didn't have that before. People involved with the performance, sometimes the contestants themselves, put in so much work, so much hard work to make sure that everything is essentially perfect, because it has to be these days. With the levels of production value, the budgets that most countries are trying to throw out there, it really is something that you have to try, or you're going to get left behind. That's not to say that countries with lower budgets are always going to be left behind. They just have to get more creative. And I think it's even more of a reason to just celebrate and appreciate all that hard work, and also take the time to understand how these costumes and everything else about the performance affects how we judge and how we take in and how we can relate to and enjoy that performance or not. That's possibly why so many Barbara Dex winners came in pretty low on the list of results. A lot of them didn't even qualify from the semifinals. And it makes you wonder how much of it is due to the fact that their costumes are pretty ugly. And is that fair? I don't know. I mean, it is a song contest, but if they truly wanted it to be judged only on the song, then it would be audio only. It would be on the radio. We are very visual creatures, and part of the performance is what we see. And because of that, costume is involved. So is the staging, so is everything else about it, including the song. So it really has to be essentially perfect performance total for people to really get behind it and vote. Now, I'm okay with this change of the award to a point. I just think that laughing and joking and making memes about some of the weird and wacky things about Eurovision is part of why we love it so much. But at the same time, there are points where it just goes too far. I personally think that if the Barbara Dex Award could have continued without the kind of hateful otherness aspect, it could have possibly coexisted with the new and refreshed Eurovision Award. But there are many times that people voted about people's looks based on racism, sexism, other isms, and it just really went beyond the spirit of a worst dress award and turned into an I don't like you award. And I think that a lot of fans are just at the point where they want to remove some of the negativity from their lives. They want to be happy and celebrate things instead of tearing things down. And that's okay. We want to show our appreciation and admiration to the contestants and to the designers and to the people involved and say, hey, good job, that was great. I think it's easy enough for us to have some perspective more than a quarter of a century after its inception and a few years after it ended. We can look back and see that, sometimes it was pretty mean, and other times it was a little more lighthearted. I think a lot of fans, especially at the time, thought that it was fair game because they are putting themselves out there in front of, 100 million people to be judged on their song, on their performance. So is it really any different from saying, oh, that person hit some flat notes, or oh my God, that staging was atrocious? Other aspects of the performance come with both ridicule and praise when it comes to their assessment, so how is this any different? Now, broadly, that argument does seem fair, but as with everything else in life, there is nuance. When critiques devolve into judging the person, their culture, their skin color, their body type, it's gross. It's not what this award is actually about. And at that point, it's really not even about the performance anymore. It's about, ha ha, there's a guy in a dress, or ew, there's a woman who isn't feminine enough for me, or that person has their hair styled in a cultural way that I don't approve of. And I know this is cliche, but it just does not carry the spirit of togetherness and unity that we all wish this contest was actually about. I think if we could have just kept the judgment to the fashion and maybe taken things a little less seriously, that the Barbara Dex Award could still exist and have positive connotations even. At least not the problematic connotations that it ended up with. Unfortunately, the legacy of the Barbara Dex Award ended up being, mean-spirited at best and blatantly problematic at worst. So in the end, yeah, I think that this change is probably for the best. And by probably, I mean definitely, I know humans, we aren't going to get any better. I think that we need to take a moment and show some appreciation to Barbara Dex. She's been a pretty good sport about it. I know that it was kind of hard in the beginning and that is just awful. But in the end, I think she just kind of laughed it off and decided, you know what, this isn't that bad. So you know what? Good for her. She's on Instagram at barbara.dex. please go check her out. Give her a like, give her a follow. Check out, she's got a new album right now. It is called Dex in de Groot. Let's give her some listens on Spotify. Let's show her some love because honestly, she seems like a really nice lady and I think she deserves it. And Barbara, if you're watching this, girl, you did not deserve last place. You sounded lovely, okay? Let it be known. So what do you think? Was the Barbara Dex Award all in good fun, or did it just go too far? Do you like the change to the Eurovision Award? Why or why not? Let me know in the comments. So before we go, I just want to let you know that I am doing a big project on the Barbara Dex Award right now. We are working on an entire tier list of all of the winners and up to 4 runners-up when I could find them. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be several videos. It's over 100 songs, so I just hope you'll stick with us. We have a lot of interesting costumes to cover. I also have a lot of other things planned for this channel, reviews, deep dives, scandals, anything else to show and share my love of Eurovision with the rest of you. Also, if you have any requests or ideas, let me know in the comments, because I would love to take your opinions into account as well. Well, that's all for today, everybody. I am ESC Auntie, and it was really fun talking to you guys about the Barbara Dex and the Eurovision Awards today. And I just can't wait to do more. I'm really excited to start this adventure with everybody. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. It really, really helps the channel, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. You can follow me on Instagram at ESC_Auntie. I also stream blacklight makeup, body paint, and the occasional cozy game on Twitch because I have way too many hobbies. You can find me at Auntie Sasquatch. Maybe we'll get some Eurovision content on Twitch as well eventually if this gets big enough, but stay tuned until then and I'll let you know. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's have a, hopefully, wonderful Eurovision season. Oh, and don't forget to always stay cool like a swimming pool. Bye! Wait, did this thing move?